Yeah. I'm him signing in, y'all. Take number 2 for the day. And this right here, we're gonna call this in here prison stories, what they don't tell you. And like I say, bro, I bring it to you the real. Say things I talk about, other people ain't got the ball to talk about. Why? Because they ain't real. Bruh, whether it's on the upside or whether it's on the downside, whatever it's gonna make me look like, whatever it ain't gonna make me look like, bro, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And like I say, I feel like, and what encouraged me to keep doing my videos that I do is because I know I'm different from everybody else. You don't have nobody breaking down truth to you every day. This is what the world need. They need truth preached to them every day. But the world don't get truth preached to them. All thing the world get preached to them is a lie, and that's told by the devil. I'm here to bring truth, and everything I talk about, I get down to the real about it. And today we're going to talk about prison. Okay, these guys that get out of prison and they do the little videos and call, fresh out of prison video and how to make food, how to cook prison food and all this. The do's and don't in prison. I've been in there such 20 years, this and that. Okay, like I say, these guys, you see these guys all over YouTube doing their prison videos, right? They done been in, they got out, and they telling you their journey. Okay. The one thing that they don't tell you, though, is that they don't tell you they done slept with a faggot before. You know what? You see, if you're going to be real, you going to tell a prison story, you might well tell the truth, bro. They don't tell you they done slept with a man before. Let me explain something to you, man. Temptation is a mother. And I'm going to break this down to you. You guys looking at this right now, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife, or you just hit girls on the go. Whenever you get ready for some sex, that's when you get something. You go to your girl, I want something. You get it. You go to your wife, you want some sex, you get it. Okay? How would you feel if you was in a prison and when you want some, you couldn't get it? And that went on for 20 years. You've been wanting something for 20 years and you can't get it. Can you imagine? Now, that homosexual come in there looking like a woman, got titties, makeup on, got the fake BBL butts in. You know what? You're going to hit that faggot. You see, this is stuff that these guys don't tell you. Now, just imagine you sitting and you ain't had no sex in 20 years. You ain't had no sex in 20 years. And that faggot come up in there looking like that, you going to hit that faggot. And they ain't no if, and, or buts about it. You going to hit it. And like I say, you see guys that get out of prison and do these prison stories and all this and that, but they don't never tell you they done hit a faggot before. The thing, but come on, I'm bringing you common sense. This common sense. You just think about what I said. You've been in there 20 years and you see that faggot come in there and that faggot trying to give you something. You gonna hit it. I've been in there and I done seen guys that hit faggots. And like I say, they've been in there like 20 and 30 years. But at the end of the day, thank God I wasn't in there long enough for it to affect me. I was only in there 2 years. So you can last 2 years. But you can last forever if you get yourself covered in the blood of Jesus. But how many prisoners really gonna do that? They say they saved. They say they Christians, but really you ain't. You say you're a Christian, then you over there in the corner shooting dice. You say you're a Christian, but you over there smoking weed. These ain't no real Christians. But like I say, if you really not covered in the blood of Jesus, you're not gonna make it. If you've been in there 20, 30 years. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna hit a faggot. That's just the truth, bro. Ain't no point in sitting there trying to lie. Ain't no point lying. And like I say, it's just something that you guys don't want to tell, but If you're going to tell it, you might well tell it all. Don't get on YouTube, do your little prison story videos, and you ain't telling it all. Don't just tell people the stuff that you want to tell them to convince them not to go to prison. Go on and tell them all. Go on and tell them, say, look, man, if you go in there, you get 20 years, you're going to end up sleeping with a homosexual. You can say you don't now. You can say you won't now, but you will. You know, so somebody asks you like, hey man, you sleep with a faggot, don't never say never. Just best thing you can do is just say, I pray and hope the Lord that my brain don't never flop to change to do something like that. That's the best answer to give. But don't never say never, because see, you can be put in a situation. Now just think about what I said. Just think. Just stop a minute and think. You know how good sex is for you right now. You know how you get it when you want it right now. And when you want it right now, you want it. But guess what? What if that won't last you for 20 years? You want something for 20 years. You ain't had sex in 20 years. And that faggot coming out looking like a woman? I don't know if you guys are aware of the homosexual game. They done stepped up their game. Now they look just like women. I'm serious. So you telling me you ain't had sex in 20 years. Then that faggot coming out looking like woman, got a titty, got a fake BBL butt, got makeup on, and that faggot come in there, you gonna hit that faggot. So ain't no need lying saying you won't. That's if you not saved. But if you saved, yeah, you can make it. You won't, the blood of God won't let you do it. So at the end of the day, you might be tempted, but you won't do it. But if you ain't saved, you ain't no Christian, and you in there, and you been there 20, 30 years, and that faggot coming in looking like that, you gonna hit it. Now when you get out, you know what you're doing? You're doing your little video. I'm gonna show you how to make prison food. This is how we cook food in prison. Or you get out. This is a story about the booty bandits in there. Yeah, but you ain't telling that you hit one of them. You ain't telling that you hit one. You know, I think there was one video that a guy did. He was talking about he was hitting faggots in there, calling them booty bandits, something like that. Now that's probably the only. That be the only one video I seen the dude being real about it. But like I say, man, when I was in there, I have seen young guys that ain't been in there no more than about 5, 6 years. And I'm talking about these young guys, about 22, 23 years old. They were running up in faggots they were hitting faggots then. And I done seen that. But like I say, you been in there 20, 30 years, man. You like I say, that pressure get you, boy. You ain't had sex in 20, 30 years, and that faggot come up and not looking like a woman. You gonna hit it. Now you sitting here on the free world right now. You know what you're saying right now? Oh no, I know way I do that. Man, ain't no way I'm gonna do that. Ain't no way I'm gonna do that. You don't never know what you're gonna do until you put in that situation. And that's a true statement. You can sit and bark about what you will do and what you won't do, but until you are put in that situation, you don't know what you will do. The best thing you can do is pray and hope to God that your mind don't flip over. Pray and hope to God that you don't get put in that situation to make that decision. Pray that them issues never come to you. Because like I say, you don't know what you'll do until you put in that situation. And when you sit there and say, oh, I wouldn't do this, you might just get put in that situation. Since you said you won't do that, I don't want to be put in that situation. I just pray and hope to God that my mind don't never flop to make me do nothing like that. Sleep with a man. I pray to God that I don't get put in a situation where I will sleep with a man. So please, I beg and pray God, don't let me get in that situation. Because like I say, those guys in prison that does sleep with them, see, I'm not in their situation. So I can't say, I'm not going to say what I would do. They've been in there 20 and 30 years. So like I say, you get sent to prison and you get 20 and 30 years, you ain't had no sex in 30 years, and that faggot coming out looking just like a woman, you gonna hit it. This is real talk, bro. And anybody got anything to say against what I'm saying, then you fake. You fake, because I'm just telling you, bro. You right now, you got a strong mind right now. Oh, you know you won't do it right now. That's because you're not in that situation. You're not in that situation right now. And see, like I say, these guys gonna do a prison video. Why don't y'all tell the truth, bro? You gonna tell it all. That way, the people that you trying to encourage them not to come to prison, give them the whole story. Give them the story. Like tell them, play. You get 20 years, man. You gonna sleep with another man. You gonna sleep with a man. And like I say, we all know when you masturbate, that makes it worse. That make you want something worse. It only gonna make you more and more horny. The more you masturbate, the hornier you get. So at the end of the day, you end up masturbating, and that faggot come in there. Trust me, you gonna get tempted, and you gonna do it. They ain't no need y'all doing these prison story videos and don't tell it all. If you want young people not to come to prison, tell them the whole story. While they in the mind frame or they in right now, let them know your mind gonna change, bro, if you get a lot of time. That man that you say you won't sleep with now, you will. Because like I say, it's all about the change of the mind. When your mind change, you're gonna do it. Right now, your mind ain't changed because you're not in that situation. But yeah, those just some things, man, that I want to clear up with y'all, man. But I'm him signing out.